Well, it's like trying to put a Band-Aid on the Titanic. That's how one Melbourne restaurateur describes the Victorian government's latest support package. Chris Lucas, CEO of the Lucas Group and owner of the well-known Chin Chin and more, that are all fabulous restaurants, says the lockdown announcement even has left staff in tears. Chris Lucas joins me now from his restaurant in Melbourne. We spoke a lot last year. We thought we'd seen the back of these lockdowns hit again around Valentine's Day, and now we're in lockdown number 4. Straight up, Chris Lucas, how are you and your staff dealing with all of this again? How are you holding up?
Well, Peta, we're just devastated. I can't believe here we are, 18 months into this so-called pandemic, with all the disasters and difficulties and headwinds that we faced here in Victoria, that the lessons haven't been learnt by our government. It confounds me to believe that today, a month out from, or a few days out from winter, we're about to go into 200 days of lockdown. It's a disaster. The government refers to it as a circuit breaker, Peter. It's not a circuit breaker. This is a Chernobyl-style meltdown. And these marketing phrases that the government likes to throw around while Rome is burning is a testament to a government that's failing in just about every level. And sadly, 7 million Victorians are locked up tonight again, paying the price for gross incompetence. It seems to me that we seem to be making the same mistakes time and time again. I think this government's running out of excuses, Peter.
Business say, and Treasury estimates, somewhere between $700 million and $1 billion is what this 7-day lockdown will cost. And please, it's not going to be 7 days. They've put on the table $250 million, about $2,000 per business. But it won't help anyone who's got a gym or other businesses, mainly restaurateurs and pubs and things like that. What's $2,000 going to do for your business?
Well, it's a slap in the face again, Peter. I mean, every time we go into a lockdown, the state government throws a few $1,000s at us and thinks that that's going to solve all the problems and we're going to just march along and be happy. The fact that we've seen our economy and our city being torn apart. It's actually offensive. It's a Clayton's offer. It's the offer that you're not really counting on. Because at the end of the day, as you've correctly pointed out, this state is going to lose billions and billions of dollars. And if this goes on beyond Thursday, with no support packages in place, no substantive JobKeeper system in place. The government knew that JobKeeper had expired. They should well and truly have now developed a system to not lock down our community and our state. They've got to find a better way here, Peter. A few $1,000s does not solve the fundamental issues here of gross incompetence. I mean, I think we're entitled to know, why are we here again? Why have they failed in quarantine manning systems? Why have they failed in putting up a decent QR testing system? Why are the contact tracers 2 or 3 weeks behind? I mean, for goodness sakes, they got the supermarket, the hotspot, wrong, and they didn't find out until it was a week later. By then, cases had spread all over the state. I mean, it's unfathomable. And to talk about compensation, well, Mr. Pella seems like a decent enough person. I know that he seems to be able to, well, he says he cares for the workers of Victoria. If he genuinely cares, I've got an immediate solution. Why not repeal the regressive taxes that he just announced only about a week ago? There's $3 or $4 billion that he wants to suck out of the business community that's going to cost jobs. And these taxes, Peter, come in 4 weeks' time. We won't even have partially recovered from this lockdown, and we're going to be facing tax increases in payroll tax, stamp duty, land tax. I think the buck stops with the government here in Victoria. Repeal these taxes. Tomorrow morning, I think the media of Victoria should be challenging the Treasurer and say to him, perhaps he should look at his own abilities to be able to see if he can stimulate this economy. So the first point of call, in my view, would be repeal the taxes. There's $4 billion that's going to be sucked out of the business community, and that's going to cost thousands and thousands of jobs, Peter. I'm at a loss to understand why he wants to pick a fight with the federal government. This is a problem that's been caused by the state government, And I think it's an obligation on the state government to fix it.
I think people, voters, taxpayers around the country will be with you on that. Very quickly before we go, this online booking system, you cannot book in for a vaccination. You have to use the hotline. You can ring it all day, but you'll never get on. Restaurateurs like you run really sophisticated online booking systems. You've got operations in New South Wales and Victoria. How hard is it to get that right?
Well, it's like the QR testing code system, Peter. We've been saying for almost 12 months, why don't you just lift the same system that already exists, that's been successfully deployed in New South Wales and Queensland, and the same goes for the online booking system. I mean, just like yourself, for the last couple of days I've been trying to book in to try and get my vaccination. It's been impossible. There's no hotline, or the hotline is jammed or it's down. The website has crashed. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff in 2021. We should be able to pick up a system that's successfully implemented anywhere else in the world and pop it straight into Victoria. But in Victoria, they seem to be so arrogant that they think they have to build everything themselves. And I think that's part of the fundamental problem here. We have a grossly incompetent public service and government that thinks they know better.
Chris Lucas, couldn't have said it better myself. CEO of the Lucas Group, wonderful restaurants. Good luck with the next few days. I hope it doesn't continue past Thursday, fingers crossed. Thanks for your time.
Let's hope so, Peter. Thank you.